to the Meet the Expert. Okay, I know we had a session talking about mental stress on Tuesday, but this is basically all about Meet the Expert, right? We have this particular segment, every 2 weeks, right, bi-weekly under the Mom Link, and basically is to showcase experts in their true self, talking about how they're able to impact lives, how they're able to transform life using their experience, right, and their skills, their knowledge, right. With me, I have Miss Constance, right? She's going to obviously tell you more about herself. But the good part is, aside from the fact being a mental health advocate, right? She has transformed so many lives. She has, connected with so many women entrepreneurs, worked with so many women entrepreneurs. And when we talk about managing mental stress as an entrepreneur, I'm sure that she's that one person that you want to get all of the germs, okay, all of the details, because trust me, mental stress is real, especially as an entrepreneur. I'm always your amazing host, TC Okore. I'm a long-term sales funnel strategist. I'm also one of the ambassador of the Momnic, right? And basically, what I do is to help you showcase all of the amazing experts in the Momlink communities, help you get informed information, real time information, real life experiences from people that have experienced these things firsthand. That's basically where the magic happens. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. You can always drop your comments, your thoughts about this particular amazing topic in the chat. I'm definitely going to see it and I'm going to respond to it. Miss Constance is also going to be looking in the chat and we're definitely going to pick up your questions, your thoughts. You can also chime in into the conversation, right? We want to hear your view. So while you get ready with your question, Ms. Constance, can you please give us a brief introduction of who you are, what you do, and how you relate when it comes down to mental stress and being a woman entrepreneur, a woman in business. Over to you, Ms. Constance.
Yes, good morning to everyone. Good day to you. I am Constance Woulard, and I am a mental health professional. I'm a registered nurse. I am also a mental health advocate. I'm a public speaker, and I'm also an entrepreneur. And I'm here to let you know this morning that, as TC said earlier, mental stress is definitely real. As women, particularly as a woman, we have so many expectations of us and placed upon us. We have our families to take care of. We have our households to maintain and to manage. We have children we have to maintain and manage. And then we have our business. Plus, we may be involved in community activities. There's just so many things up on the shoulders of a woman that sometimes we just need to just say, hey, time out. This is too much. I need to step away and take a breather. If it's just for 30 minutes, I need that 30-minute breather. Why? Because mental stress is overwhelming and it is debilitating if we are not careful. And so I say to you out there, if you're feeling overwhelmed, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, because guess what? Maybe you don't have an official business or one that's registered through the state where you live. But guess what? If you are running a household, guess what? That's a business. If you are in a marriage, that's a business. If you are raising children, that's a lifelong business that you will never,
Now, that's serious business.
it's perpetual. I'm sorry. You never stop being a mother. Even when they become grown adults and on their own, guess what? They need you more then, okay, than they did when they were little guys. And so, mental stress. And so, how do you recognize that you're stressed mentally? Well, if you just don't feel right, maybe you wake up this morning and you just don't feel right, but you can't explain what's going on. You don't have any physical pain or physical symptoms, but you just don't feel right. That's mental stress. Okay. Those are signs of mental stress. And we have to take time out to deal with those. And we all know our bodies and we all know ourselves, and we know when things just don't seem right. Okay. We have that feeling of impending doom, that something's just not right. Pay attention to that. Do not ignore that, because those are signs of mental stress. They're signs of mental stress. And so I say to you is to find something that relaxes you, something that you enjoy, and set aside some time for yourself each and every day. If it's 10 minutes, set that time aside for you to meditate, to walk around in your yard, to take a walk, whatever. And then weekly, take a day for yourself to reflect upon your past week. What went wrong? What went right? What can I change? What can I change? And God help me through that. Okay? Take that time for yourself, because as women, all eyes are on us for everything at all times. And so be aware of that. But at the same time, don't forget that you are an individual, that you're only one person, and that one person cannot change the whole world in one day.
I love that. Acceptance, thinking of
Yes.
you,
Yes.
understanding that you're one person.
Right.
I was thinking, right, as a retired nurse, how
Okay.
would you, you know, how would you, okay, so how would you, how would you say mental stress has, from your experience as a retired nurse, has maybe affected women in business, right? Because I'm sure that you see back then you should be seeing so many people medically reaching out. What would you say is like the 5 triggers women in business should look out for, medically, right? As a retired nurse, how would you say, what are like the 5 triggers women in business should look out for, right?
Sure. Okay.
Based on maybe their physical states, they are just medically, just so
Okay.
they know that they should look out for all of these things.
Well, first of all, I'm not a retired nurse. I'm still practicing. Okay. I'm a
Okay,
nursing leader
I
in a
it's
mental health
I love
environment.
it.
In a mental
Oh
health
wow,
environment. Okay. And so, some
I
things
love
that I can recommend that you look out for. Okay. Go to your doctor's appointments, go visit your doctor, get your checkup, stay in tune with what's going on with your body.
it. Okay,
Okay. Improve your eating habits. I'm the worst one. I love to indulge in sweets. Okay. But I know that I can only have a certain amount. And so I limit myself. Okay. Just be mindful of the things that you ingest in your body. Fast food is the worst thing for us. And if you are a fast food junkie, I advise you today to stop. Fast food is not good for us. It's just not. And when you get a certain age, we just cannot tolerate, our digestive system cannot tolerate certain things. So learn to eat more healthy. Okay. Even consider some vegan opportunities. Exercise. If it's nothing but take a walk around your neighborhood, that is exercise. Do that. Park your car further away from your building where you're going. And then that way you get some extra steps in and some extra movement. Every little bit counts. And just take some time for self care. Self care is selfless. Okay, it's selfless. And you're not being selfish by doing that. Take some time for yourself to take care of you spiritually, mentally, and physically.
okay. So I love the fact that you're coming from the medical space, right?
Mhm.
Because even as an entrepreneur yourself, as a mom yourself, as a woman yourself, as an individual, right? Now, as a medical personnel, right?
Mhm.
You have been able to touch base with women in their different angles, right? In their different stages in their lives, right? And I love the fact that you're able to provide all of these tips because you were talking about self-care. I feel like that's like one of the amazing strategies in helping with mental stress, helping us manage mental stress. Because, you mentioned earlier, we're just one person. It's true, right? We're super women, we've got this, we can do this, and all of that. However, right, it's still important that we know that we're just one individual, right? And our mental state is as important as all the amazing things that we feel like, we have going on for us, right? So I love those strategies. You talked about taking a work, you talked about, opening up to vegan diet, you talked about thinking about yourself first, right? You also talked about acceptance, which is key, because I think it's my opinion, right? I feel like, as entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, to be very exact, right? We want to tell ourselves that we can do it all. Yes, we can do it all. However, we should be able to draw the line. We should be able to know that, okay, you know what, I think I just need to pause, pause, take a break, and, reset and just, come back. And so that acceptance is also very important. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Now, right? I have a question. So I keep thinking about this, right? I can just give obviously examples as an individual, as an entrepreneur. However, from coming from, you as a registered nurse, right? As a woman, as a wife, as a mother, most importantly, because that's real business. Um, what would you say are triggers? What would you say are triggers of mental stress? One and two. What would you say are like the repercussion of maybe down the line, present, what impact mental stress can cause to our bodies and to the people around us, people that we're killing ourselves for, right? What would you say is that impact of mental stress to us as individuals and to the people around us, and the triggers we should look out for?
Sure. One thing I would say is negativity. Be careful and do not allow the negativity that you may encounter from those that you are surrounded by to affect you and cause you to become negative. That is so important. Do not allow negativity to infiltrate your space and your being. I mean, it's important we remain positive regardless of what's going on. It's so important. It's so important because when we get into that negative space and we allow negativity to infiltrate our space, there comes the mental stress because it's stressful to deal with negativity. That's very stressful. So just be careful in that sense. Two, our response and how we interact with others is so important. So we must be mindful of how we interact and how we communicate and how we respond. And if we are responding and interacting positively and appropriately, that lowers and prevents the mental stress from coming in. But if we ignore that and we just respond on the fly, and we may not, things that we say may not come out the right way, or the right intention or the right meaning does not come out, and feelings are hurt, we've killed someone's spirit, that's stress. That's mental stress. Because what's happening is you're taking the mental stress from yourself and you are interjecting it onto someone else.
Yes, you're so right.
So we have to be careful of that and mindful of that.
Yes, I totally agree, right? Because um we do not understand the impact, right, that are either our negligence or
Mhm.
the energy, right, that comes from us, how much it affects the people around us.
Mhm.
I think I had to learn, that at the end of the day, we want to be able to take care of us, know that our welfare, our mental health is as important to us as it is to everyone around us, right? And that's
Mhm.
basically what Miss Constance was talking about. You want as much as possible tap into all of this, okay? You want to tap into all of this. You want to be sure that you are implementing all of these things, okay? Mental stress doesn't necessarily have to be written on your forehead. Okay, I know, right? Medically, you can have. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Okay, so I see Miss Deborah. She's saying, great topic, and what's the discussion? Yes, absolutely. Yes, please do share with us, right? One strategy that has helped you. Even if you're listening and you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. I want to know what your strategy is, right? Because you never know who this will help, right? Miss Deborah, please share with us in the chat. What's that one management strategy that has helped you in navigating through mental stress as an entrepreneur? I always say this, right? When I talk about mental stress, I'm not saying, hey, you're being lazy, or okay, you're not doing the right things and that's why you're being stressed out. No, I feel like, the more you put in your business, right? The more you do the work, the more you're scaling, right? The more you have the tendency, right, to move into that space. Now, it is up to you to figure out how to navigate all of this, right? Especially as women, you keep doing, you keep putting energy, you keep putting in the work. You are, yeah, there's all possibility, right? Because you're acting and you're human, right? And you're woman, because we're just amazing in our beings, right? Now the question is mental stress real or not? That's not the question. The real question is, are you able to manage mental stress as an individual and as an entrepreneur? That's the real question, right? So don't get bothered about, oh no, I don't want to put in the work so that I don't get stressed. No, right? But you not getting to that point where you're mentally stressed. Now, we have literally talked about the triggers you should look out for. Miss Constance has given you from the perspective of being an entrepreneur herself, from the perspective of being a nurse, right, herself, right? And she's able to give you from the medical side, from being a woman, from being an entrepreneur, in all angles, those triggers, right, you should look out for. She also, gave us a couple of strategies that can help us in managing mental stress. Remember, one thing I would always stand on is acceptance. Accept when you need to pause. Accept when you need to stop. Okay, this is very important. Miss Constance, I want to ask a question while I wait for um, other people to tap in the comments, and I want to really know what you're up to, right? As an entrepreneur, please let us know what you're working on. I know that you're a mental health advocate. I know you're a nurse. I know you are an entrepreneur. I know you're also a minister. But what are you currently working on? And how do you feel like the Mom Link community can support you?
Sure. Well, I have many irons in the fire at present. I'm waiting for the release of my anthology, my visionary project, in June of this year. And so I'm waiting for that to be released. And I'm just excited about that. It's called The Invisible Soul. And I have 12 other collaborating authors with me in that project. So I'm waiting for that to release. And then I will be releasing my second visionary project. It's called Purposeful Prayer and Praise. Purposeful prayer and praise. And that's going to be a conglomeration of concordances, scriptures, commentaries, prayers. If someone's looking for a prayer on peace, they can look in the concordance and find that prayer, because sometimes people need to pray They know they need to pray, they want to pray, but they don't have the words to say. And so I want this project to be able to provide things to people to help them, just to improve or to establish their prayer life and their praise and understand the purpose of it and the importance of it. And so that's another thing I'm working on. I'm going to be doing some other speaking engagements over the course of the year. I'll be doing some things live and some things virtual. I also do tutoring to people who are preparing to take entrance exams, so like the NCLEX to get your licensure for nursing, the GRE, and ACT and SAT. So I'm doing that as well. And who knows? Of course, I have my ministry. One of them I have on Clubhouse, sabotaging behaviors and how to overcome them. That's my ministry, is dealing with sabotaging behaviors. And then I have a podcast, the Speakeasy Podcast, and I'm just covering a wealth of things and topics on it. So I have many irons in the fire at present.
I love all that you have going on. Yeah, so you are amazing with all that you do, how you're supporting women, how you're not, you're not only supporting women, you're supporting the world at large, because everyone that does something related to empowering the next woman, it's you empowering the world itself. So I love all that you have going on. I would also ask that you, as much as possible, drop your link in the comment, right? Because I want people to be able to tap into you and all that you have going on. We're currently streaming this live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. And so the goal, basically, like I always say every Thursday, is to get first-hand information from experts. On Tuesday, we had this chat, this conversation from women, in different areas, different industries, talking about mental stress based on their based on their experience as women entrepreneurs, right? They've been in
Yes.
business for years, right? And so you want to tap into that conversation. If you yet to watch it, go back to the replay and watch it. It was done on Tuesday, but today I had to bring in an expert in the meet the expert segment because I wanted you to hear from, now we've talked about the real life experience. I wanted you to hear firsthand from a medical personnel, because she's not only a registered nurse, right? She's also an entrepreneur. She's also, obviously, she's a woman, right? And she's a mom. She's a grandma.
Yes.
It,
Yes.
it's encompassing, right? The experience in all angles, right? And so I literally was very honored, when she accepted to do this with me, for the mom link, right? In the mom link, with the mom link, right? Because trust me, the mom link is really all about empowering women at every stage in your journey, regardless of where you are. We have all that you need to be able to empower you mentally, physically, right? Give you that motivation, that encouragement to keep going. Trust me, Tuesday was to let you know that you are not alone, right? Now, today, I'm telling you, right, from the experts saying that medically, right, as much as you're still not alone, you want to be able to pay attention to you, right? Put in all of these strategies, implement all of these strategies that Miss Constance here has given you, because it's not me. I'm also noting all of this down. I'm sure you keep seeing me and I'm writing, right? I'm taking all of my notes because all of these things, I'm also an entrepreneur and it's helping me also, and it should also help you. So if you have strategies, tips that have helped you in the past, that is still helping you to navigate and manage your mental stress, right? As an entrepreneur, please drop it in the comments, okay? Feedbacks, I want to hear your feedbacks about this segment, about, the lives we've been having. And I also want you, very importantly, to connect with Miss Constance, because she's a wealth of knowledge, okay? She has so much, to offer you as a woman. Look at all of this engagement. This is to say that, her wealth of knowledge is amazing. And so you want to tap into it. You can connect with her on Facebook. You can connect with her on LinkedIn. You can connect with her, across her social media channels. She's going to drop a link in the comments. So all you just need to do is click on that link, and it will take you where you need to be. All right. So, Miss Constance, one last word. One last word for our audience today. What would you like to say to them?
Just to be encouraged. Be encouraged and never give up in spite of what may be wrong, what may seem wrong, what may seem bad. Just remain encouraged. Remain encouraged and to just keep on keeping on. If God has brought you to this place and space, He will see you through it and He will give you the tools. Well, He has already given you the tools to make it.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Okay, I agree, and I want to say thank you so much for all that you do, for women, for all that you do for the community. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions for Miss Constance, like I mentioned earlier, connect with her. She's very available to help you through whatever stage you're in right now as a woman in business. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for being with us, for sticking with us. It doesn't matter where you're streaming this from. YouTube is YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, right? I want to say thank you for being a part of this segment. Look out for our next events that we would be having. The Mom Link is also having I think a Connect a collab or LinkedIn. So plug into it, don't miss it. All of the events that we have would be scheduled, so you just need to be a part of it. If you're yet to follow the Mom Link, follow the Mom Link, follow Miss Constance, follow me, right?
Yes.
Let's stay connected. That's the goal. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. I am Cece, and I would be ending this live stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.